Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is George Ezra and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the latest song that I've released. It's a song called Don't Matter Now. I really pronounce it as best I can when I'm on camera. Normally I'd say Don't Matter Now and then people are like, what was that? So Don't Matter Now is a song that I wrote in late 2015 and I was still on tour at the time. And actually, on a whole, I find it really hard to write while I'm on tour. I'm not very good. Well, it certainly wasn't the first time round because I think there was just so much going on. I couldn't really get a second to, try and be creative in that way. But I wrote this song, Don't Matter Now, and it was quite literally just it's like a little ditty that I wrote for myself to remind myself just to relax, maybe a little bit more than I do, about things that are out of my power. I think sometimes we allow ourselves to get a bit irate, confused and frustrated about things that we couldn't change even if we wanted to. And we shouldn't want to change them either, And I wrote this song and I kind of put it to bed, and I kept writing for the record, and then with everything that happened in 2016 in particular, I found that quite a strange year. The song started to make more and more sense to me. It's kind of like a nice reminder. I like to think that my new record is kind of full of anthems for overthinkers and second guessers, and they're kind of these songs just to remind you I don't think it's correct to be passive, but every now and then I think we can afford ourselves the luxury of just chilling out a little bit. And so we took it to the studio and this time around I worked with Cam again, and Cam helped me produce the first record, and what we did was we kind of went in with 4 songs, got them to a point, we kind of treated them as 4 EPs, and Don't Matter Now was in the first batch of songs, the first 4, and it's strange because I think this whole record, it feels like me still, but it feels like a progression. So on the first record there's hardly any backing vocals of any shape or form, and there's big gang vocals on Don't Matter Now, and there's brass as well, which of course, it's new to me having brass on a record. I think the thing about touring that I found hard writing was, although you're going to all different places around the world that I would never have seen otherwise, so it's like this beautiful opportunity, but you kind of see it from the back of a tour bus and the dressing room of a club somewhere, and it's not often that they differ very much. The backstage at a club, they're often very nice, but they're often very similar to each other. So, and then there's the house team that you meet, but often you don't really see the town that you're in. So I had to kind of waited properly to take some trips when I got off tour. It's funny kind of having a song for so long and then you release it and it's out there, and that's the real test, and I can happily say I'm still very proud of the song, which means it's passed the test. So that is Don't Matter Now.
On and on and on, I said, and it's on and on and on.